Hello, Gaston County. Welcome to episode number 177 of Gaston's Great, a podcast highlighting some of the great things happening in and around Gaston County. I'm your host, Stephen Long. We're coming to you once again from the worldwide headquarters of GSM Services. We simply believe in discussing more of the reasons why Gaston's great. We are highlighting another great organization this week as we highlight the Gastonia Firefighters Foundation. We have three terrific gentlemen with us today. We have Walter Gray, Phil Welch, and Jim Morasso with us. Walter is the current president of the board and a longtime community servant. I have been involved with Walter in so many things in the community, so it's great to have you, Walter. Phil Welch is the City of Gastonia Fire Chief and a fellow Rotarian for me. And then Jim Morasso is vice president of the board, but also the proprietor of Webb Custom Kitchen, what I would argue is the best restaurant here in the county. So,
great taste.
And again, another great community servant here for our city and area. So, gentlemen, it's great to have you on, and welcome to the podcast.
Thank you, sir.
Absolutely. So, we'd like to get right to it. So, Walter, we're going to start with you. Just for our listeners, please tell us anything about yourself that you would like to share.
Well, I'm glad to be here representing the foundation, and I will tell you the board is full of community servants. They understand the importance and the mission of our firefighters here in Gastonia. They also understand that we need to support their families and the legacy that has been created by the Gastonia Fire Department. So that's a big part of our mission. It's a natural that we have these community people involved, and we have a great board. So I'm very, very pleased and happy to be part of it.
In true Walter fashion, you deflected question about yourself and went to the community and the foundation. So I appreciate that, though. I appreciate that's who you are. So just real quick, just a quick history about you. Why are you here? Gastonia connections, anything real quick.
Well, I'm a native Gastonian.
That's what I thought.
And I was taught by Craig Watson to be a community involved person.
Right.
And therefore I've been involved with community service things all of my career, which spans 46 years. So this is nothing new for me, and it's something that I feel like is really a obligation for this great community that we give back to our community. So I'm pleased to be having this opportunity to do just that.
And part of a great, impactful, long-term impactful family for Gaston County. So, again, I appreciate you sharing that. Phil, what about you, sir?
I'm a native of Gastonia also, born and raised right here. My family is all right back here. My son's a state graduate.
Yes. Give me applause or something. Sound effect.
Two daughters are Carolina graduates.
That's unfortunate, Phil.
Everybody's close to home. They've all come back close to home. I've been the fire chief for almost 17 years.
Oh, wow.
Now.
Didn't realize it was that long. Of course, everything is longer than I think,
the
right?
Firefighters realize it easily.
Yeah.
It's been long. I started at the fire department when I was 19, and I stayed 11 years and went to work at the state, and then I came back 17 years ago. It's
well, good for Gaston
my
County.
lifelong ambition
Yeah.
to be the fire chief, and I love it. The foundation is, like Walter was saying, it's a super group of people, community people. There's a dozen on the foundation board, and about 4 staffers from the fire department assist there. They're doing great work already.
Okay. Very good. Yeah. Well, I appreciate that, Phil, and I do, again, familiar with your community work as well. So, Jim?
Well, I'm an outsider. Hopefully one day I'll become an honorary native of Gastonia.
I think you've already achieved that one.
Grateful to be a part of this community. What a great palate this city possesses. And a member of the Dream Academy also.
Oh, yeah, it's a great organization.
I'll be chair of our Gaston Business Association, which is just an incredible organization for Gaston County, and very honored to be a part of the Firefighters Foundation. But it's a great city of Gastonia, and I agree with you. We need to talk about all the positive things because there's
absolutely.
So many.
There are.
But I'm very, very grateful to be, as my restaurant is the center of our community.
It is terrific. And before we recorded, we were talking about me having some outside friends from all over the country come this week, and the first place we thought of was to take them to Webb, and we had a great evening, and we appreciate that. It's just nice to be able to do that without having to go across the river.
I think we'll have the Fed open in about 2 years. That's our next restaurant in the old Citizens National Bank,
Right.
that historic bank, and then a business club called The Exchange, which is a place for men and women of all ages to exchange ideas and business practices. Another big growth for us
Right.
to speak positive about our city and our county.
Well, that's exactly what we were doing yesterday with this contractor group that I was talking about. We were just exchanging ideas, sharing. I'm not sure I'm a fan of the phrase best practices, but that's in essence what it was. So again, guys, I appreciate you sharing that. So the big question, we want to talk about the foundation, the mission, a little bit of history, because I know it's a new organization, relatively speaking. So, Walter, you're farthest away, and you've got that ugly sweater on. So I'm going to put you on the spot first as the president of the board. So talk about the organization. You mentioned a little bit already about its mission, but just initiatives, mission, what is the organization trying to accomplish?
Well, the first thing is there's a lot of folks in our community who want to support the fire department. And our first piece of the mission was to create a 501c3 to which people could give support.
Okay.
We are recognized now as a 501c3 organization. And that designation also goes into not only the support for the fire department, but creation of things like the Fire Museum, which is one of the I would say one of the bigger missions overall. It's probably number 3, but it's there and available for folks to have a way to and a conduit to support what we're doing.
Right. Okay.
And that's the main thing.
All right. Phil, what would you add to that? Being obviously,
I'll expand on especially the museum. That was really
interesting. I wasn't aware of that.
The piece that kicked off the foundation. The museum, Fire Station 1 at Myrtle School Road, 260 North Myrtle School Road, an area in there that was previously used for in-station training was modified. A glass bay door was put in, and it became our museum. We were able to do that with support from some city capital funds. But we've not mentioned we've got our second motorized fire engine. It's a 1921 American LaFrance. So there we are. It's what's that make it? 124 years old now.
104 years old.
So
we'll stick to the math. So you fight fires. We'll stick to the math. That's right.
So,
I can't add.
It's
but
there. Along
very
with
small
some other
numbers.
Old things, some photos and log books. In the old days, we had our log books that anytime the engines would go out, any movement, you would log it in. Any fire would be logged in red, so people can flip through there and see who was on duty and ancestor.
Interesting, yeah.
Yeah, very interesting. So the foundation, that was one of the first big projects. So they were involved there, and I think our first foundation meeting was in the summer of 2023, and we got our 501c3 about a year later is when it came through.
Okay.
So after that, we were able to really start some movement. The foundation has already supported firefighters. We had a firefighter that had a terrible off-duty injury about a year ago, and they supported him and was able to filter monies that was donated through to him.
That's good, yeah.
So that really worked out well.
Is that the primary thing, just supporting individual firefighters, or just the firefight your organization overall?
Just overall.
Gotcha.
It was set up very similar to our police foundation.
Okay.
Our city police foundation was established under Chief Tim Adams,
Yep.
all those years ago.
Yeah, I served 7 years on that board, so I'm familiar.
So
I'm
that was
familiar
about
with that.
15 years ago, I think.
That sounds about right. Yep.
I think it's close. So we're similar to them, just overall support of the fire department. Any of the needs of the fire department, the city is very good as far as equipment, things like that. They keep us abreast of apparatus and things. But it's just other support. It'll be some educational materials, to give out to kids. One of the things that we'll see this Sunday in the parade is the foundation purchased a Sparky costume.
Okay.
We'll have Sparky walking along the parade.
He'd fit in it. You
Oh,
would fit
boy.
perfectly in there. I think we found our person.
We already found our Sparky.
I've got an ankle injury that just occurred under the table.
Sparky will be walking ahead of our foundation members. They'll
Okay.
be on one of the trucks, so they'll be there in the parade.
Well, good.
So things like that. It's just to bring awareness to the fire department, support the fire department in other ways that the city can.
All right. Jim, how'd you get involved with the foundation, and what is kind of your view of things happening there?
Well, I tell you what is, I think to sum it up, it comes from the heart. We're standing alongside our men and women of the fire department who stand in front of us and protect us and all the other citizens. What better connection can you have? I think one of the best things that we're looking to do also is to get the next generation of firefighters interested in firefighting. Every kid wants to see a fire truck or wear a fire hat, and I've got to tell you, this organization is filled with legends of our community. I could go on, but they are the people who helped really take on the philanthropic edge of many of the boards in Gaston County. So I'm just thrilled to be a part of it. And working with Walter is just an incredible accomplishment. He really is. I could hang around him all day. I don't know whether he could with me, but probably be some bourbon involved, Walter.
Thanks, sir.
Well, I would guess, and I know I did, at some point, every young boy at some point imagines being a firefighter.
Oh, yeah.
Whether it's seeing the fire truck going down the road, driving by a fire station, or I don't know, what was that old show? Rescue. Man, I was young in the 70s. Rescue. Emergency. Yes. Oh,
Rambo,
yeah, man.
Mantooth.
I mean, so there is something, I'm not sure, I don't have the vocabulary to describe it. It's just something about that for young men, So, and of course, young women too, but I think that's just one of those things that I remember of growing up. Of course, that was of the 20 things I thought I was going to be when I was, 8 years old, right? So, again, I appreciate that quick summary. What this is just to throw out the question for all of you, and you've probably already shared a little bit, but a question we'd like to ask is there a success you've seen, an impact that you've seen specifically that this is why we started this foundation? And it might be the firefighter that you said that you were able to help after an injury.
I think that brought it to reality really quick. Unexpected. He had a large UTV, ATV rollover.
Oh, wow.
And was injured severely. And we were just getting our feet wet on the foundation. But we're able to move with a Zephy account, and we can talk about our website and stuff.
Yeah, we'll make sure we cover all that before we finish.
Able to receive donations from different people to support him in his recovery. And I saw him this morning. He's still on light duty, but he was back at the station this morning.
Oh, wow. Okay. Well, good.
Yeah, good. So that was an early success.
Walter or Jim, anything that y'all seen, or maybe what's the day in the life of the foundation like, or is it just kind of what Phil's describing?
We have a marketing brain behind us who is related to our chief. It's his daughter, who happens to be the marketing director for a big firm in Charlotte.
We're familiar with that.
Yes, you are.
That's enough said about that.
She has
evil
brought
empire, we like to call it.
Bear how do you take social media? How do you take websites? How do you take all those things and put them all together so that information from firefighters go into the website, they're shared with the Facebook page with the fire department. It's quite a machine that she's put together to share the day in the life of, so to speak, and put it out there for folks that they come to the foundation and take a look, and they're going to see what the firemen do. And that particular situation is just getting ramped up.
Right.
Our website got put out, I believe, earlier this week. Our Facebook page has been live for some time, and all of that's getting ready to pop. We're just on the precipice of getting all of these things in order. We have a lot of smart people on our board that have held me back because I want to go, but held me back until everything's ready. And we're right there. And I think our kickoff is Sunday in the parade.
Yeah.
Because we're going to try to make a splash. Our board members will be there. Our mascot will be there. So
You'll be there, Steve, right?
yeah,
Actually, I will be there with GSM Services.
We've got a Dalmatian.
yeah.
Oh, that's
Yes,
good. Yeah,
that's him.
No, you'll be the Dalmatian.
That's right.
Make sure that
Gone with
happens.
the dogs. Y'all have gone with the dogs, so Stephen, that's perfect.
we
you
do
go.
have a dog mascot,
That's right.
Woof.
Max. So we're going to change the subject.
Nope, I want to talk about our foundation. I tell you what, one of the things, the biggest part of this year was to build a solid foundation. Your daughter did an incredible job, and one of the things that with anything, if you don't build it on a solid foundation, it makes things very difficult down the road. The work that Walter has done in making sure our I's are, and the board, our I's are dotted and our T's are crossed, it's laborious. And pulling together 12 board members and to do this each month shows a big sign of dedication for this whole foundation. So I've got to say we are on a solid foundation, and we can't we look forward to seeing what next year is going to bring to us, I would say. But very much thanks to your daughter. She's an incredible leader.
Well, it's a great point because I've been involved in a lot of organizations in the past 25 years, and that's a place where a lot of them, maybe most of them, struggle with, is that marketing and PR part, right? Because you know, so many of those organizations are led by people who just want to go work, get to work, do things, but you got to bring awareness. You know, you got to have something where people got to hear about it. So being able to have someone like your daughter or whomever, someone on the board, somebody associated with it that can help with that, man, is can really help kick an organization off. You know, I would assume much quicker than maybe some other organizations that don't have that.
She's been a taskmaster to the rest of us.
Oh yeah, I'll bet.
It's better than our 3 MySpace pages. We haven't gotten any response on those.
You know, one thing they both failed to mention is the board members themselves took time to go out and visit fire stations.
Oh wow,
Just
yeah, that
go sit
makes
with
sense.
the firefighters and meet them and
Firsthand, what are they
see
dealing
what
with?
they do.
Well, it's the faces and the relationships that you get. There's not a time where I drive by a rescue truck going someplace. That's from station. And my wife's like, how do you know all this? It's from getting to know them.
All right, so
It helps that ladder 3 is from station 3 and stuff. Like
Yes.
that too, right?
yeah, we need stuff like that, right? That's match the numbers so we know where things are coming from. What's the next 2 or 3 years, 4 or 5 years? What's the board looking to do? Is there something specific that's on the plate there that
I'll jump out
you
first
five
and
years
let
you
them
look
jump
5
in.
years you look back and say, yeah, this is what we were
I
trying to
think
accomplish.
we're trying to find our place in fundraising.
Okay.
And methods to do that. We were just so close to having a Christmas turkey shoot this year.
Oh wow, okay.
And we were going to do that at the city firing range there. So we've already got that placeholder in. We've kind of discussed about an Easter turkey shoot and then a Christmas turkey shoot. So that may be something different for this
Sure.
area.
Yeah, it's something I've never heard of. Yeah.
Yeah, maybe golf tournaments if we find a spot within the other tournaments that are up. So I think that's part of the big discussions as the last couple meetings is finding a place for the nicer fundraisers.
Okay.
Things like that.
What about directly from a board perspective, president, vice president? What are y'all?
Well, one of the missions that the fire departments, every department in their area, they go check on people. And one of the things they have a great need for are carbon monoxide and smoke detectors.
That's close to our hearts here too.
That's a great opportunity for branding, for someone like GSM to give us a case full of smoke detectors, and brand that. It's advertising to you, so tax deduction helps our firemen, helps our budget, And all of a sudden, we've created a program to help those folks that need help. They need that protection. So what we're really trying to do is create those kinds of opportunities for businesses in Gastonia and Gaston County to be involved with helping the fire service. So that's one of them right there. That's just one idea.
Yeah, that's great.
We got a lot of them.
Sure.
And we've just received a donation from Enbridge, the new,
Yeah.
used to be public service.
Right. Dominion Energy and now
Dominion.
Enbridge, yeah.
So received a donation for the purchase of CO detectors. So
Okay.
we'll get those purchased and then offer those out.
I think the other part is we have 85,000 citizens just in Gastonia. There's been a lot of opportunity provided to our citizens in Gastonia, and it's growing. It should be 105,000 in the next 5 or 6 years. Sometimes we could just use some help from our citizens to contribute to help us extend our reach. It's when you need the fire department, you need the fire department.
That's a great point. I mean,
So our community is a very giving community. I just think sometimes people need to be brought to light. Where can I contribute, and how can I have and make a difference in someone's life? And also the foundation's work with its firefighters is incredible. So we're here to also take care of our firefighters, our men and women, but also take care of our community. And community involvement is very important.
well, I've lived here my whole life, and I think we can, citizens in general, including myself, so I'm speaking for myself, we can just take for granted that you call the phone, you pick up the phone or whatever, and emergency services is going to show up, and they're going to know what they're doing, and they're going to be able to help. And that should be the way it is in general, but that doesn't just happen by chance, right? There's a lot of things that go on behind the scenes, and organizations like your foundation that that are there to support that, to make sure those services are improved. And not just that, but those firefighters need the support, right? For whatever the need might be.
Most of us will go through our life without needing emergency services, hopefully. At time here or there, or a family member may, but I don't know if you noticed, I silenced my phone right as we started. There was a house fire off of Stagecoach Road that they're on right now. So most people don't even realize the need until they do need them.
Yeah, absolutely.
I've got the mission statement of the foundation.
Okay.
But, before even that, the mission statement of the fire department is save lives and property and to proudly serve the citizens and visitors of the city of Gastonia. And if you talk to any of our firefighters when they've gone around to the stations, they know that.
Yeah.
And
That's important.
that's our culture. They believe that. And they treat people respectfully and things like that. And you said something that made me think of even bringing this up. We go to emergencies all the time, and it's just like your guys going out to repair heating systems or whatever. And we forget that this might be the first time in this
Absolutely.
person's life.
Yep.
So we've got to treat them, with dignity and courtesy and respect.
Well, similar. People don't typically wake up and, boy, I can't wait to call my air conditioning guy today. They don't wake up and, boy, I can't wait to call the fire department today to come to the house. So yeah, it's those situations that they don't deal with. Citizens aren't going to deal with very often. So there's more to it than just coming out and.
So let me say the mission of the foundation is to educate, support, and inspire positive change in Gastonia, working hand in hand with our firefighters to build a safer and stronger community. The vision is community outreach to be the bridge that connects the city heroes. We kind of shy away from the heroes, but to build a bridge for the city's heroes with people they protect every day, funding specialized equipment, and provide advanced training.
Well, humility is the reason why that's part of it. Why we view you and your teams as heroes, because the more humble people in your position are, I think they're
We
even
shy
more
away from that term, but we didn't have a vote on the foundation.
Yeah, I know. I get it. When you're in the middle of it, it's just you guys just be probably just doing your job, right?
Chief, I'm just impressed that you got to read that without the adult larger version on your phone.
There you go.
You are
Yeah,
right
that is
there
just
on that.
that is just
If I wasn't so old, I would have remembered to bring my printing copy.
I'm impressed.
simple small screen over there. Yes, that was impressive. That was
Well,
impressive,
there was a
Chief.
great quote by a captain at one of our departments, and we were interviewing him, and he said the worst day of someone's life is our best day when we go in there and we save lives and property.
Right.
And that hit me right between the eyes. And it's just such a great, summation of what they do on a daily basis. Incredible. So and he just kind of said it like a matter of fact thing.
Powerful.
Yeah, I think that what y'all consider routine is not routine to everyone else. So that's why it's so impactful. At least my experience with the police foundation and talking to you guys and interacting with you, Phil, over the years, knowing what you guys accomplished. So before we finish, we'll make sure that we get website information out there. What your greatest needs are. But is there anything I haven't asked that I should have asked? Anything you want to make sure that you guys cover specifically about the foundation before we shift gears here a little bit? We do like to throw a little personal questions out here for our guests that we make you guys endure.
Okay. I think the big thing is we're ready and always acceptance of donations.
All right. So that's kind of the current focus. The biggest need at the moment is just trying to get this thing off the ground.
Because up to this point, we've just been flipping the money. We've been spending what we needed.
Understood.
Like that. It's not cheap to get a foundation started.
Sure.
C3 started. So that's the need, because we do not have those major events yet.
Okay.
So, the way to contact is the easiest way is just to Google Gastonia Firefighters Foundation.
Okay.
The website is Gastonia Firefighters Foundation.
Is it .org? .com. Okay.
There, and then our Facebook page. But Googling will get you the website or Facebook.
Is there a place to donate directly on the website?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. And we use the Zephy account there, so it's 100%.
Okay.
No fees that goes back.
Yeah, in 2025, we've learned, organizations I've been involved with, if you can get that easy to donate on the website, man, that makes a huge difference. Or just something easy digitally, that makes a huge difference on making it easy.
Enough in the parade, they'll have a banner on the truck where the foundation's riding at the
like a QR code? Okay,
yeah, you can
great.
donate right from the sidewalk.
All right, so listeners, you can be out there on Main Street Sunday at 5 o'clock, I think, when the parade starts.
$5 bill.
Well, you know what? That's a good point, is I think before I really got involved in the community, I thought it required some grand event or only people that could donate, big amounts of money could make a difference. But what it really is, it's the individual citizens, lots of them donating what they can.
Right.
That's how you really make the impact over time.
And I tell you, Stephen, people are so appreciative, and we fail to recognize that as Americans, I think. And here's the reason I'm saying this. We just hosted 4 German firefighters from Gotha.
Okay.
And,
our sister city, right?
Yeah, our sister city for 2 weeks. And the battalion chief and I were somewhere, and just in passing, a lady said, "Hey, thank you for your service." And "Thank you, ma'am," and move on. And then the next day or so, somebody else, "Thank you for your service." And he said, "Do people do that all the time?" And I said, "All the time." He said, "We never get that."
Interesting.
So that really makes you proud. Hey, it's been a wonderful career.
Yeah, that's a great point.
Just the appreciation for.
Again, that's nice to hear, because it's one of those things that we take for granted.
Yeah.
I mean, and we do. That's just another example of, I'm a homer for Gaston County, I'm a homer for our country, but I think it's another thing that's just an example of why we're such a great place. Men like you, organizations like you, and just, things happen, good things happen. And we take it
over the years, and you can relate to this from your industry too. Is when I started as a firefighter in 1981, textile mills were everywhere.
Oh yeah.
We went to fires and textile mills all the time, because you remember how there was no link control and things like that back then.
Oh yeah.
So all the time.
And
after NAFTA, we lost all that.
Those places are full of flammable stuff too, man.
Yeah. Flash, it would just flash right over.
Yeah.
things have changed. We still go to fires, but it's much more as ratio residential as opposed to the mill fires.
It's good to see a transition, though, from our mill, and there was an absence when they left. But we have 14 international companies.
Right.
Gastonia is no longer just a one-mill town, so to speak. We've got 14 international companies. Businesses are coming here.
High-level plastics and things like that.
Yeah.
And, I think we should actually put a note up there as people are driving from our airport to Spartanburg and Greensboro, let them know we've got an international influence in the city and county.
We absolutely do.
And we're growing. We're growing. I think the other thing is, the difference between good and great typically is just a little more effort. And we're really good at what we're doing on this foundation. And I think asking for people to contribute to the foundation is these are the things that are going to make us great. And we can all participate in that. If you look at the clock that we put in front of the Citizens National Bank that we brought over from Charlotte, we repatriated back to the original spot. It was raised by dollars and checks from multiple citizens to the tune of $24,000 that was raised in about 3 months to bring that back. If we could gather that same spirit and help us to build this foundation, imagine just how great we will be. Like I said, we're pretty damn good.
No, listen,
But our
that's
goal
a
is to
great,
be great.
that's a great point. So, again, before we finish, we'll make sure to give you guys the last word about the foundation. But we do like to make because you guys are Gastonians, we do like to make our guests endure a few personal questions, and the doors are locked until you get these questions answered before you guys can leave. Now I can leave, but y'all can't unless these questions are answered. So, Jim, I'll give you first crack at this one. I'm really interested to hear this from the three of y'all. What is something very few people know about you, Jim?
Well, everybody knows I've got the most outstanding wife, Charlotte, so that was a given. I think people would be surprised to know that I've got my master's and my doctorate from the School of Hard Knocks. It's the toughest tuition you could ever
Amen to that.
But it taught me so much in dealing with people and dealing with businesses and just creating relationships.
Yeah, that's a great point. I have an engineering degree, but my business, the little bit I've learned in business has been hard knocks. Engineering doesn't teach you anything about business.
You just got to get up one more time, right?
Or people.
Yes.
So that's a great point. Phil, how would you answer that question?
I'll follow just like Jim started with my wife. She was one of the top 100 nurses in the state last year.
Oh, wow.
Here at Caramont. But to follow up with my addition earlier from the fire truck, I was high math award winner in 9th grade at Greer Junior High.
Is that right?
Wow. Greer Junior High.
I think you know this, but I had a snake in my motorcycle riding with
I think that's right.
Chief Helton and Chief Adams.
Yes, I remember that.
On purpose?
That's funny.
Not on purpose.
Not on purpose.
Yeah, I'm a
surprise.
I'm a proud alumnus of Greer Junior High myself. Walter, how would you answer that?
Wow, that's a tough one. I've been married 50 years this month.
Oh, wow.
Amazing.
Good for you. Not sure about her, but good for you.
I'm not sure if I'm still alive. She hadn't killed me yet. I think one of the main things that perhaps is not known about me is I sold shoes for a while.
Did you really?
I did. Right after I got out of school in Chapel Hill, I hung around Chapel Hill and sold shoes.
Interesting.
What was the company?
Well, I sold for two different ones.
I sold for Kinney shoes. That was one of my
I
first
sold
jobs.
for Butler for a little while, and then I sold for Han shoes. Mm-hmm. And that was a 6-month experience. It taught me a lot. It was fun.
It taught you want to do something else?
Yeah.
Some of my early stuff was like, yeah. Gastonia's looking pretty good about right now on some of those experiences. So, Walter, what about, something I like to ask our guests, because we've got some listeners out there always looking to learn, looking to be, and I'm a big learner. I'm always listening to something, reading something. So any book, and now it's 2025, or any podcast, any blog or newsletter, just anything that you could share for our listeners that might be worth sharing about a book or something or anything like that you would recommend?
There's a lot of books I've read over time that have inspired me, and I can't even think about which one of them were
Oh, sure.
best.
Yeah.
Some of them are little boring tomes, like the biography of Leonardo da Vinci was incredible.
Yeah.
And that taught me
He's an unbelievable
observation.
gentleman. Yeah.
Learn something every day. Look, watch, pay attention. That's what that guy did. And, you know, to me, that's the main part of living is learning and observing. And that particular book,
Yeah, I've got a list in my office of, you know, of course, there's all these kinds of lists, 100 books to read before you die, and that biography's on there.
Okay.
And I haven't done it yet, but yeah.
The Isaacson book. Yeah,
Yep.
That's
Yeah,
a tome.
Isaac's got a lot of good
yeah.
biographical books. Phil, how would you answer that one?
I've just recently, within the past year, gotten into audiobooks.
Oh yeah. Well, again, like I said, in 2025, that's a
right.
big that's a big thing.
Jump in the car and you
Sure.
listen a little bit as you go. But Jim mentioned Good to Great.
Jim Collins,
Yeah, that was one.
terrific. BHAG, I love that concept. Yeah.
And other ones, I even went back. I think at Ashbrook we had to read 1984.
Oh yeah.
I went back and listened to that again to just see how close we are now.
Yeah, that's a
Our
great
big
one.
brother,
Yeah, that's a great one, and it'll mean something different when depending on where you are in your life and what's going on around you when you read something like that.
But as I'm cresting my hill now, a couple of books are How to Retire Happy,
Okay,
and that kind of stuff. So about 3 or 4 books.
very
2 or
good.
3 books I've listened to.
I got about 20 years before I get retire happy. I think I'll be just around 90.
Jim, how about you?
I'm a history buff,
Okay.
and I'm amazed that how many books there are written about Gastonia. And the one that I'm currently reading is one from one of our board members, which I look forward to getting with her and having her walk me through it. But it is To the Stars, the Glens of Gaston. And unfortunately, our city's been through a lot, and the naysayers live very, very deeply in this city and county. But if I could encourage people to go back and read the grand history of this city and this county, they would be amazed at just what this city has done. It's won every single war from World War I to Korea. It's furnished clothing and materials. But just to understand how this city and county came together, I think those naysayers would turn into raving fans about the city and the county that they live in. So that's where I'm at right now. I'm looking forward to reach out to Barbara Voorhees and saying, here's what I thought. Tell me the rest of the story, as they say.
You know, Barbara is she was on, many episodes ago, and talk about influence on me personally. She's a big mentor of mine. She drove me to elementary school in carpool.
Really?
Yes,
Wow.
and her son and I are long time super close friends. So I'm a big fan. And speaking of, you know, this is not the city of Gastonia, but the county. We had Dixie Abernathy on a few weeks ago, and you know that trilogy about Cramerton and Stuart Cramer is really good if you're interested in some Gaston County history. And again, talking about our influence and contribution to the war efforts. You know, that was a big one for Cramerton, you know, related to that. So that's a great point. I appreciate you sharing that. But there are, you know, we need to collect all those books about Gaston County and just share those on one of our episodes here.
I've got them all in my library at home.
Okay, so we need to get that list from you so we can get that that information out there, because so many people don't know about all that. They don't know about what's available.
You know, the book on Gastonia by Richard Rankin, I believe.
Yep.
Yes.
You can find out where Abraham Lincoln's mother actually follow that thing too.
Yeah, good point. We need to get Richard on now that he's specialist.
Well, I want to sit on that one. I'll just sit over there.
On his experience here, and also now that he's on the Community Foundation. So anyway, we got to be careful, Rachel. We'll get off track here, and it'll be like 3:00. We'll be talking about Gaston County. So remember that this is a podcast about Gaston County, why Gaston County is so great. And sometimes whoever gets to answer this question first, takes the cake. So, Jim, you're closest. Besides the Firefighters Foundation, why would you say Gaston County is such a great place?
I think the good thing about Gaston County's direction now is, Yeah, we may be a bedroom community to Charlotte, but we can be our own community right now. If you look at even the efforts of the Gaston Business Association, the GBA, and the Reimagine Gastonia, we're sparking a lot of interests in our city. We have the start of some various levels of housing. Our infrastructure, I think, is getting better, but we still have room to go. But I think it can grow itself. It doesn't necessarily need the big city of Charlotte to help us. So I've fell in love with this palette. Like I said, it's a great palette, and I've got the opportunity to paint in those things, the things that I see. So I'm just a big fan.
Well, good. Appreciate that. Phil, how would you answer that?
I'll start by the quality of people here. They're so kind and nice. I'm at the stage of my life. I've got 5 grandkids.
Oh, wow.
2 on the way.
Good for you.
And the oldest 2 are 6 years old, so we're into sports, flag football, soccer, and things like that. And
that's what I'm talking about.
The Warlick Y. We live right off of Robinwood, and one daughter lives Robson Oaks, the other one lives in Southampton.
Oh, yeah, man. That's super close. So, that's great.
Yeah, close, and the Greenway's close by, and it's being even further developed.
Yeah, I'm on that Greenway weekly.
Yeah, our parks are super. The new Linwood Springs Park is going to be just super. But there's so much to do.
Yeah.
Martha Rivers Park, the kids go play there all the time. So it is so great. Especially with the young kids there and the organized teams at the Y or the city, you just see, the parents and grandparents. It's a great time of life and a great place to be.
Oh, listen, our kids, grew up here, and I don't know how many soccer games we had out of Martha Rivers, man.
Right.
I mean, gosh. And I had the fortune to coach through First Methodist Church. Well, I'm not sure I coached. I shepherded some kids around for a few years, but, man, that was a blast, right? And even, my daughter even played club soccer out there when she got older, too. So, I mean, just not just the super young youth sports at Martha Rivers. And I'm actually out there every week as well with my F3 group. So, that's a great point. Walter, what about you? How would you answer that question about Gaston County?
I have to agree with Phil. The people here are so generous. They'll give you the shirt off their back. They're from all over the place. Our populace is very colorful. There are some characters here in Gaston County, but they all have that same kind of feel of looking out for each other and looking out for the community. And what Phil alluded to about people saying thank you for your service is not surprising at all in Gaston County. So these folks have been through a lot, all the way back to when the mills got started. These folks came in from the mountains. They all were, they're all hard workers. They're good people. I think that's it. If you don't have good people behind what you're trying to do, it's just not going to work.
Right.
And what we have here, that's the greatest asset. I really believe it.
Yeah, I would agree.
I cut you off, Steve. I'm sorry. My wife will tell you I got a habit of doing that.
All good.
You go into the restaurant. Our goal with Webb was to be the center of our community. And we see 12,000 to 14,000 people every 4 weeks. And the thing that is amazing is the support of our community, as you say. But even the people from outside our community who are coming into our city say, this is really a great place to be. And that's where I think we're going to grow. And I think you're right. The smiles and the best wishes from our citizens, it really made me feel at home and want to live here. I live downtown. I'm working on several projects, but it made me want to invest in my community, because I can call it my community now because I live here and I'm building here, and I've created some great relationships.
Well, I appreciate that. Yeah, and just a quick, I've had these people that are here right now that we're hosting from out of state. We've had 2 meals, and both times or last night after 2 nights with me, they said, "How many people do you know?"
Oh, yeah.
Because out at these restaurants, I talked to 7 or 8 people who came up, or I went to their table and talked to them, where they're involved in the community, customers, and you know what? And they asked me that. I was like, well, yeah, I do. We do know a lot of people. It was just interesting. I I don't know. I just don't pay attention to that. Like I remember going up and say, Dad, how many people do you know? Right? My God, we can't go anywhere.
But I think that's another great thing about Gaston.
It is.
Gaston County.
It is.
What's the saying? You're too big to be little and too
Yeah.
little to be big. So.
Yeah.
We're the
We're
biggest
great
small
town.
town in the state.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree with that. So listen, I love this last question. I think I say that every episode is my favorite question. And Walter, I'll let you answer this one first. Knowing what you know now, Walter, what advice would you give your 20-year-old self?
Wow.
That's the response we often get.
That's a good one. I don't really have any regrets, and I don't know that I could. I'm so lucky and so thankful for what I have and what I've accomplished so far. But I think I'd like to have read more. I think that's probably the biggest thing. I do read, but I think I'd like to have read more. And a corollary to that is write more.
Oh, that's a good
I
point.
enjoy writing. I write daily. I really do want to write when I have time to do that and let those words come out of my hand.
Yeah.
There's something special about that.
Getting your thoughts out on paper. I
Yes.
journal almost daily. And sometimes I'll look back and what in the world was that all about?
What a great behavior. That's,
Yeah, it is something that just helps me get it out. So yeah, I appreciate that. That's a great. And listen, I learned that habit from somebody that mentored me as well. And the reading too. Gosh, I wish I had read more when I was younger. I mean, I've been an avid reader for the past 15 years maybe, but before that, I was like, I don't want to read anything. Oh, I'm out of school. I mean, what a great attitude, you know. I mean, gee whiz. Phil, how would you answer that?
I'm going to start out by saying continue belief in God.
Okay,
Keep the faith.
that's important to us here.
It's super important. I still go to the church that my parents met.
Really?
They met, were married, and met my wife there. And keep the faith in the sense that I'm in the job I feel like I was made for, that I was created for. No doubt. And it didn't happen overnight. There were many ripples along the track to get here, and once I made it and once it was all said and done, it was for the best. You know, a little bit of delay here benefited me here at the end. If I wouldn't be sitting with you today if the Lord had not taken control of all that and kind of held the reins back in a while.
Well, I think sometimes when we were young, you know, I thought there's going to be this straight path, you know, that's going to get me to where I want to go. And boy, it's this crazy graph, right? You're up and down and changing and going a different direction, and I have no idea how I got here.
When you hit the
how am I
hurdle-
here talking to 3 community giants on a podcast?
Yeah, and where did
that come
when
from?
you hit a hurdle or a roadblock, you think it's all done, but it's not.
Yeah,
You
absolutely.
just gotta keep moving.
Yeah, persistence is something is really super important. Jim, what about you?
It's pretty easy. I agree. You have to be a man of faith or a woman of faith to really have a clear picture of what your goal is. In our restaurants, I have 2. In my businesses, we work very closely with those who struggle. And God, it brings tears to my eyes. But it's your choices and your behaviors that are going to determine the direction that you're going to go in. And it's not an easy lesson for people to learn.
No, it's not.
It's not. But it's very, very rewarding if you're able to get them to the point where they realize that and take that responsibility on.
That's terrific. Wow. I should drop the mic on that one. I appreciate that. And you know what? And your emotion about that is why you're so respected in our community. So I appreciate that. So one last question just come to mind before we finish this episode out. This has really been a great discussion, gentlemen. We got a young man or woman listening out there. What would you tell them? What's the best way? Well, I'm not sure. What's the most common way or a good way for them to get on the path if they want to be career as a firefighter?
Okay, great. I appreciate you asking that.
Yeah.
In fact, it's our application process is open right now.
Okay.
So we'll do a physical agility test, Gastonia agility test, not this coming Saturday, but next Saturday. I think it's the 13th. And then there'll be a panel interview after that, and people can start out. If somebody is exceptional in the interview, we can hire them ahead of certifications. The best way is to try to obtain your certifications beforehand.
Okay, how do you go about that?
A lot of those are provided through the volunteer fire departments around.
Okay.
I started as a volunteer, Union Road Fire Department, and so had my certifications ahead of time. You've just got to make yourself better than the next person, because you're competing. So there's many methods. I would say come visit us. It's at the city, Gastonia, and we'll kind of give some guidance. Any of the volunteer fire departments, any of the smaller municipal departments around the county can help with some guidance. But it is such a great career, such a rewarding career.
Like so many careers that I read about here, especially like my part of the world, is there a shortage of firefighters? Are you?
Yes.
Yeah.
It did not used to be.
That's what I was afraid to hear. Yeah.
No, it did not used to be. In the last 5-6 years, we've seen that happen.
That's happened in so many. I don't know how to describe them. We would call them trade jobs. I don't know. I don't really consider firefighters a trade job. To me, it's its own little category of exceptional work.
Yeah, but it is such a great career, and we're happy to help anybody get started.
Right.
But City Gastonia's opportunities page as far as careers can link people to the application process. And like I say, we're open right now. We'll have our application process open through January.
Oh, great. Well, that's good timing then, yeah. I didn't know the timing of that. So, listen, this has really been great, gentlemen. Before we close this episode out, we got the website, we've got Facebook page is where to find that information. Any last words from any of you guys before we land this plane, so to speak?
Just to reiterate the websites and Facebook page, the easiest way is just to Google Gastonia Firefighters Foundation or Gastonia Fire Department. You can link right over from there.
Okay, very good. Jim?
I know you thanked us for our time, but I want to thank you for your time.
Right. Yes.
And what you put together for the community and for us too.
Well, you're welcome. I appreciate that. It's been like so many things I get involved with. It's probably much more rewarding for me, and so many people I get to interact. I have met so many great people. A lot of them I already knew, but I didn't know their story, and a lot I've just met that I didn't know that are doing so much great work. And to their point, these guys' points about the people here. If you want to hear about good work being in Gaston County, just go back and go find an organization or a topic or just re-listen to this episode. I mean, you'll find, you go back to all our 176 other episodes, you'll be encouraged by the people, hearing these people and the work they're doing, the work they've done and the work that they are doing in our community. I mean,
looking forward to it.
There are so many people that are doing so many unselfish things for our community and the people around them. So, again, gentlemen, I appreciate it. I've got, I typically finish with a book recommendation or some type of quote or something. And this week I picked one, maybe for our times. Again, always when I say these things, this is not necessarily the opinion of GSM or the Gaston's Great organization. It's the opinion of Stephen Long. That's my little disclaimer. But a gentleman named Donald Williams said, this is about unity. Donald Williams said, the things that we share in our world are far more valuable than those which divide us. I think there's a lot of, how can I say this tactfully, there's a lot of things out there that are trying to divide us, and I just don't believe that. I believe everything that we have in common is much more powerful and much more prevalent than the things that we think differently. So I actually think that the thinking differently is what makes it so great, and we got to be able to go have those discussions and talk about those things. So as usual, to our listeners out there, thanks so much for taking the time to listen to today's episode. Please continue to spread the word about the podcast if you can, and please don't hesitate to contact us here at our email address, which is podcast@gastonsgreat.com. We're always looking for suggestions for future podcast topics and guests. You can find the podcast and subscribe at the website, gastonsgreat.com, or anywhere you listen to podcasts. And please follow us on all our social media platforms. We are probably going to take a short break for a month or two before we kick off some new episodes in 2026. So please be on the lookout for those. But the next few weeks, we might not have anything new dropping. Many thanks today to our guests, Walter, Phil, and Jim. Thanks for joining us. And as a reminder, Gaston Great is produced and brought to you by Rachel Cowart from GSM Services. I'm your host, Stephen Long. Thanks again for hanging out with us, and please keep coming back to hear more reasons why Gaston's great.
Super. That was